Now to refactor our code even further, we notice we have a text theme here, which we passed inside of our build app theme, which we have this theme database, and then we copy, and then we use the base that copy with to override the brightness, accent color, and of course including the text theme. Now we're going to separate this text theme outside. So we're going to create another function here of type text theme. So it's a text theme as such, and let's call this, I'm going to say app text theme. Okay, now we need to pass a base. The base that we need to pass is going to be a text base, because we need to override those, because we need to use the copy with to override the default configurations. So I'm going to say text theme as such, call this base. Okay. And now here inside, this is where I'm going to return base that we're passing, in this case, this base here of text theme. I'm going to copy with, and here is where I'm going to override all of the properties. The first thing I want to override will be headline, for instance. So I'm going to say headline. I'm going to use the base again, and I'm going to invoke the headline because that's what I want to override, right? So say copy with again, okay? And say I want font, in this case, font weight to be font weight of 500. Okay, you can put any number you want. Now this headline here, we're not going to see once we implement this, because in our application we don't have a headline. But you can see that if we had a headline or any widget that consisted of headlines and sub headlines, you would see the difference. Okay, so that's what we're doing here. We're overriding the headline from the headline which is inside our theme base. Okay, so here I can continue if I want to go, for instance, say font family and so forth. We're going to look at font family in a second here. Very nice. So I got the headline there, and I can continue. Let's say I want a title. I'm going to use the base, go find title, and I'm going to copy with again. So to overwrite, what is that I want to overwrite? I can overwrite all sort of things. But in this case, I want to say font size to be something like 18.0, like that. Okay. I can continue. Let's see, what else can we override? We can override caption. You get the idea. So base, caption, copy with, and we want to change the font weight to font weight 400, for instance. And let's see what other property we want to change. Let's say font size in this case to be about 14, like this. All right, I can continue. Let's see, I want body 1, right? I'm going to say base that body 1, copy with, and here I'm going to set things. In fact, I can go and set up what we had here, copy this, and pass it all in there. Very good. So at this point here, I can just call this app theme. Let's copy this and get rid of all of what we've added ourselves and pass it all in there. But remember, I need to pass the base like that. Now notice we're going to have a problem here, because this base, if you hover over, says the argument type theme data can't be assigned to the parameter type text theme. That makes sense, because this base that we're passing here is of type, as you can see highlighted, theme data.dark. Down here we say the base is going to be of text theme. That's what we want. So how do we then change this? Well, simply because it's a base. This is the parent base theme data, the general one, contains inside of it text themes and many other themes. So I can actually go base. Look at this. I can go ahead and get text theme, accent color, accent icon themes, and so forth. Okay, so what I want to pass is the theme, text theme as such. Just like that. So anytime now I want to invoke or add more properties or override more properties to our text theme, I can just come here and continue working. If I save this and give it a run, you will notice that nothing really will change, but we'll know that we have, as you saw, that little flicker. That means we have run again our app. Nothing changed because simply we didn't actually change per se anything, right? We just refactor our code to show you that indeed it has changed, because we know that this is our body 1. Okay, the text, let me give it a enormous amount number. You're gonna see this text should change to a bigger number. Voila. Okay. Now we know everything is working. Let's run again. So voila, we're back. So I'm hoping that you're starting to see the things you can do. At this point here, because we are indeed inside of our parent material app here, parent widget, right? Anything that will have a caption will go ahead and have the font weight 400 and font size 14. The same thing with titles and so forth. While we're here inside of our app text theme here, let's go ahead and, since we have these buttons here, let's go ahead and play with the text inside of it. So if I come down here, of course, remember inside of our app theme, or I should say app text theme, it's a mouthful, and I say button, so that's another property we can change. I'm going to say base.button and copy width. Check this out. I can change, for instance, the text baseline, letter spacing. Let's do the letter spacing. Let's say I want 3.0. Let's save this. If you give it a run, we're going to see a different letter spacing hopefully soon. And voila, you can see there is this 3 unit of letter spacing there. Okay, so now we're changing all of the buttons that we will add into our project, into our app. Okay, so in this case here, I want that. Let's say I want a font size to be 23.9. You get the idea. If you run this, you're going to see that the size is going to increase. There we go. Okay, so now everything is happening in one place. We can change all other properties. Let's see, we want a background color of the text, remember, because we're talking about text theme here. Okay, that's a good way to remember. And I can say colors. Let's say I want red. If I save this and go ahead and run, notice the text is going to, the background of text is going to have that red. All sort of things that you can do. Okay, get rid of that and run again. And that's too much again. I can just go ahead and comment this out. I just wanted to show you anyway. So if I save like that, obviously it's going to go back to what we had before.